It's been a while since I've done a video like this, but this movie is so good. I gotta talk about some spoilers that went down in this movie. So, if you have not seen the movie yet, spoiler hers. That is the key word. That is your warning. So jump off this video if you do not want to get spoiled. That's your warning. Now, before I get started, you like my shirt? Because Lindsay got it for me before we went to go see it the second time. And I said, "Yep, I gotta throw this on like when I go see it the second time," and it's great. And I thought about this particular image too. Like, it is such a cool image. And then she surprises me with this shirt. I'm like, what? I love that. I love that woman. I love it, and I love this shirt too. But anyway, yeah. So the opening scene definitely set the tone of the movie, and I called it. Like where Thanos sabotaged that ship, like that Thor was on, and almost everybody is killed. Like all the Asgardians supposedly is dead, and Heimdall is on his way to being killed, and Hulk gets the beat down of his life, and he kills Loki after getting the Tesseract. Like, I knew that was gonna happen. I mean, you could feel it, the tension. Like you can feel it working its way towards that. But I did not expect for the movie to start where when we're already on the ship, where everyone's already dead, and then Thanos already basically, defeated Thor, and then he's just holding his head there. I did not expect that. I thought we were just gonna see the beginning of it, like before, that, but we're just seeing the aftermath. Like, okay, and so many awesome action scenes happen in this movie. I can't pick one out of the litter. I'm like, I would go with this one, but this one was pretty cool too. And this one was cool too. And this one was epic. So many cool things happen here. And I loved how certain characters were split up in the, number of groups. Like, where, let's say, with Spider-Man, with Iron Man, and over here, and then Doctor Strange, and then Cap and Black Widow, and here and Black Panther, and there, and it's freaking cool. And the burning question that we've been asking, like, where is the Soul Stone? And when Thor met the Guardians and they were talking about Thanos and his mission to get all 6 stones, and when he mentions the Soul Stone, Gamora has a reaction of expression on her face where it's like, oh damn, she knows where it is. Even before she said anything, even before she threw any hints, I mean, that was the first hint I caught, like, where she knows where the Soul Stone is. And eventually leads to where Thanos, basically demands her to, to lead him to it. Otherwise, he'll kill Nebula. And that's what she does, and it's on another planet, and there's some more surprises along the way with that too. Like, I'm like, who's basically guarding the Soul Stone is Red Skull. I'm like, what? I wasn't expecting that. Like, I did not see that coming at all. I mean, my expectations to see, Red Skull again just kind of drifted away long before, long before this movie came out. And I'm like, I guess we're not gonna see him again. And when he showed up, I was like, oh, what the hell? What a surprise. Okay, and here's another surprise. That it's not Hugo Weaving this time. It's actually Ross McGuan, who is Aaron from The Walking Dead. And for those of you who know him, he is good at impersonating other actors and so on. And he channeled Hugo Weaving's portrayal perfectly. Like, to where he fooled me. I thought it was Hugo Weaving himself. I was like, whoa. And the makeup and everything, I'm like, yeah, I mean, it is awesome. That's like the best recasting in the MCU ever. I mean, Mark Ruffalo and Don Cheadle are great in their characters. I mean, they carry the torch high, and the fire is still lit. Like that was that was lit by other actors who portrayed their characters, and the fire has not gone out since they took over the roles as Bruce Banner and Rhodey. But anyway, this is back to Red Skull, best recasting in the MCU ever. and and the and what really baffled me is when, just when we know, with that all being said, since Gamora knows what a Soul Stone is, I was thinking to myself, maybe they're gonna kill her off instead of Nebula, and then that's what happened. Like where it requires a sacrifice of someone you love to get the Soul Stone, and we're thinking Thanos doesn't love anybody. He's not capable of love, and he actually does love Gamora, and somewhere in his twisted little mind. And he throws her down there, and it's so tragic. I mean, I don't know whether to feel bad for him or to be devastated, just be devastated by Gamora's death alone. Damn, so morbid. Oh my gosh. And also and with Thanos, I loved how they tweaked with his mission with the Infinity Stones. In the movies, in the comics, he just he does it for out of in his infatuation with death. Where it's a woman, who refers to herself and it's death, and he just does it, to win her over. I did it for you. I did this all for you. That doesn't seem like it would translate that well in the movie. So I'm glad it changed it over where he feels like he's trying to save the universe from itself by wiping out half of it, and trying to prevent something that happened on his planet. He's like, okay, he doesn't want to let that happen again. As dark and twisted as it is, and he's willing to do anything to make that happen because he means business with them stones for realsies. And another awesome thing, I loved how Thor found, I love how Thor had a solution around him missing an eye. I was like, I was thinking to myself, it kind of sucked that he lost his eye. And then they found a way to, work around that. Where Rocket gave him an eye to place in there, and it's like, wow, it's like it never happened. That's pretty fucking cool. And also, and with Stormbreaker, holy fuck, Stormbreaker is the shit. I loved how he used Stormbreaker in that movie. I mean, it is just so freaking awesome. I mean, damn, I miss Mjolnir, R.I.P. Mjolnir, but Stormbreaker. Stormbreaker is freaking awesome. And then when it leads up to the deaths after Thanos gets all 6 stones, it's who would be the casualties after that. I mean, the one death that really hit me was Spider-Man. When he was when he was telling Tony, I don't want to go. It really messed with my heartstrings. When he did that, it's like he felt it, but nobody else did. They were just like, what is going on? What is going on? With everybody else, but with him, he was feeling that. I wonder if his I wonder if his spider senses were tingling at that moment where he's I don't feel so good. Man. And I gotta say, if you are a fan of Hulk, if you're a massive fan of Hulk, you're probably gonna be pretty bummed, like I was, where you only see him in one scene, and from there on, he does not want to know part of the battle. He does not want to deal with these people, not with Thanos, not the Black Order, nothing. And Ebony Maw is probably the scariest member, in my opinion. By the way. I loved how Iron Man called him Squidward. That was fucking funny. I didn't even think of that until he said it. And with the other one, and my second favorite might have to be the biggest one. I don't know his name, but he is. It would have been cool to see him and Thor, dish it out. But Thor doesn't want no part of it. I mean Hulk. Sorry, Hulk. Yeah, it would have been cool to see him and Hulk go at it. And I thought Hulk was going to come out at that last second when people really needed him, but you know, Thor took it from there with Stormbreaker. So that's pretty fucking cool. Urgh. And it has a really peaceful but really weird ending where Thanos actually sits down and watches the sunrise, and he's just feels like he can finally relax and just enjoy himself. And it's not in a very villainous way. It's, you know, like where he sits on the throne and he's like, ha ha ha, I got all 6 stones, ha ha ha. But it's just weird. It's just fucking weird. Not in a bad way, it's just like really weird. And even weirder, no flashy credits at the end of the movie, just white text and a black screen. That's it. Dark as hell. And I also loved how one of my favorite moments is when Bucky, or AKA Winter Soldier, or AKA White Wolf, him and Rocket are shooting, blazing at, you know, like at the army, and then Bucky picks him up, and then they spin around shooting like, eat red suckers. I love that. and I just love the dynamic between Iron Man and Doctor Strange, and also Doctor Strange and Star-Lord. I mean, I just loved how seeing the Guardians finally, these characters who have not met before, finally get to interact with each other, and some other characters still have yet to meet one another. And it was cool to see a cameo by Nick Fury, even though he was one of the people who ends up being dead because of what Thanos did. And they gotta come back somehow, because Black Panther and Spider-Man and the Guardians all have movies coming out soon, so they're gonna have to come back in somehow, some way. You know, I mean, there's gotta be a way to work around that. So I guess we'll see. We have a whole year to think about it and stew on it, I should say. Like, wow. And this is really the first time a movie in the MCU ends where the heroes have not won, where they're defeated and the villain wins in the end of the movie. Especially in an Avengers movie, like, this is the first time it ended where the villain has won. I mean, the only other endings in the MCU and like has had that is close to that is probably the Captain America movies, like Winter Soldier, like where it felt like even though they were able to stop Hydra, but it still felt like they won in a way, sort of. And this whole thing with in Civil War, like where it divided the Avengers, there was that. But this feels like this is a legit loss, like with the Avengers, where the bad guy has won, and our heroes are literally defeated to the core. And also, I forgot to mention Valkyrie. Like, we don't even know if she is dead or not. She might be, she might not be, but I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if she isn't, but it would have been cool for them to touch base on that. You know, like where we have one scene with her or something, but it is what it is. But there's a chance she still might be alive, maybe. So, yeah. So, yeah, if you guys enjoyed my review for my spoiler talk on Avengers Infinity War, make sure you thumb up the video and click subscribe if you're new to the channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all.